You're listening to a New York Yankees episode of the Jacob Valk Show. He's breaking down the team's latest goings-on as only he can. Follow him on Twitter at RealJacobValk. Here he is, Jacob Valk.
Hello, Yankees fans! Welcome to another New York Yankees episode of the Jacob Valk Show. I am the Jacob Valk, and you're not. You didn't get a Yankees show last week because I was on vacation. Went to South Dakota, Wyoming, Nebraska, and Colorado. And there were a bunch of highlights to that vacation. One of the best things about that vacation, though, was not seeing the Yankees a lot. The Yankees haven't made up much ground, if any, in their playoff chase. At the All-Star break, they stand 8 games behind the Red Sox and 4.5 games behind the Athletics. In order for them to make the playoffs as the second wild card, because the AL East is a pipe dream, the Yankees are going to need to stay ahead of the Angels. They're a game up on the Angels. Get ahead of the Indians and Blue Jays, who they're tied with right now. Get ahead of the Mariners, who are a game up on them. And get ahead of the Athletics, who are in the catbird seat. That's 5 teams that they need to account for. It's not happening. They're not making the playoffs. We're 18 days away from the trade deadline. And I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt that the best thing for the Yankees is to sell. I mean, this team has very few untouchables. Cole, LeMahieu, maybe Torres, maybe Urshela, maybe Voit, maybe Stanton, definitely Judge. Everyone else? Go nuts. I'm okay with blowing things up. It's the only thing the Yankees can do. Standing pat at the deadline makes no sense. Okay, because you've made your team no better for now or the future. Making a bunch of win-now trades like you did in 2017 makes no sense, because that won't help you win a World Series. Maybe, just maybe, it gets you into the playoffs. I don't know. Let's say, for argument's sake, that it does. That the Yankees get the second wild card after a bunch of win-now trades. And let's say they beat the Rays at Tropicana Field. Anything can happen in a one-game playoff. I'll say this, Garrett Cole versus Tyler Glasnow in a one-game playoff? 2 former Pirates going at it? Sign me up. But once the Yankees get past the Rays, and it's no guarantee because the Yankees lost a one-game playoff against the Rays last year, cough cough game 5, stupid Mike Brasso. That's it. They're not getting past the White Sox, they're not getting past the Red Sox, they're not getting past the Astros. It makes no sense for the Yankees to make a bunch of win-now trades. The best thing they can do is blow this thing up, because this core that the Yankees have needs some help. You can't tell me that a core of Cole, LeMahieu, Judge, Torres, Urshela, Voit, and Stanton can't win a World Series. Those guys are talented enough to win a World Series. But baseball is the ultimate team sport. It doesn't matter if you have a few great players. You need more than that. Realize, baseball's the only sport, and this is a Chris Russo point, he's 100% right, where you're not guaranteed to have your best player strutting his stuff in a do-or-die situation. In hockey, you have that. In football, you have that. In basketball, you have that. In soccer, you have that. Baseball, you don't. Bottom of the ninth, 2 men out, you're down 3. No guarantee the Judge is going to be at bat. It could be Brett Gardner. So look, that's a long-winded way of me saying that my view of the Yankees hasn't changed. I still don't look at them as a playoff team. I don't look at them as a terrible team. They're somewhere between good and bad. They're decent. That's the best word. They're a decent team. And you know what? For the New York Yankees, the most successful team in the history of sports, that's not good enough. Cashman and Boone need to go at the end of this season. My view has not changed. Oh, but Jacob, they won their last 2 series. What are you talking about? That game yesterday left a bad taste in my mouth. The game against the Mariners that they got shut out 4-0, Logan Gilbert's a good pitcher. Okay? Is there any excuse for this lineup to have just 1 hit? A Giancarlo Stanton double? The answer is no, but look, things like that happen. Logan Gilbert's really good. Paul Sewald is good. Kendall Graveman is good. I can't go crazy about that. I can go crazy about that game yesterday, because I was watching that game. The flight that I was on had TBS. So that's what I was doing. The Yankees dominated through most of that game. They went up 7-2 on a big Gary Sanchez home run. If they had won that game, they would have won 6 of their last 7. You would have swept the Astros, now a big rival of the Yankees. If the score had stayed at 7-2, the Astros would have only scored 2 runs in that whole series. Yankees fans would have been happy. But of course, the Yankees have to blow it. Aaron Boone completely mismanaged that 9th inning. I didn't have a problem with Domingo Germán starting the 9th. I didn't have a problem with him pitching to Kyle Tucker. He had pitched well in relief of Taillon. Let him finish that game. He had earned that right. He couldn't get the job done, so you go to Chad Green. I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is Aroldis Chapman not coming in. What I have a problem with is this complete lack of trust in your all-star closer. I understand that Chapman has been terrible recently. Okay? I'm not saying he's Mariano. But in all fairness, his last outing on Tuesday, he pitched a scoreless inning. Yes, he gave up a hit. Yes, he gave up 2 walks, but he also got 3 strikeouts. It really doesn't matter how you get there. It just matters if you get there. Chapman's the kind of guy who's going to make it interesting. He's not going to go 1, 2, 3. He's not going to give up a 2-out single, and that's it. No, he's going to make it interesting. He's not a lockdown closer. he'll make you sweat. Although more often than not, he gets the job done. There's a reason that he was named an All-Star this year. Look, there is no question that Chapman has struggled. The implosion against the Twins, the implosion against the Angels, the implosion against the Mets. Yeah, Chapman has looked nothing like an all-star recently. But if Chad Green is struggling, gives up 2 straight doubles to bring the tying run at bat and the winning run in the on-deck circle, Chapman needs to be in there. Chad Green isn't a closer. So let me get this straight. Green can make it exciting, but Chapman can't? Aroldis Chapman needs to be in there. Go down with your best pitcher. Don't manage scared. Boone managed scared. He has no faith in Chapman. And I understand that Chapman hasn't earned it. Again, it's not like he bypassed Mariano. But if you see that Green doesn't have it, I'm 40,000 feet in the air, and I can see that he doesn't have it. Chapman needs to be in there. And of course it's Altuve. Freaking Altuve kills the Yankees again! God, do I hate him. He's the new Ortiz. Jose Altuve is the new David Ortiz. You've got to respect his talent as a baseball fan, but as a Yankees fan, you've got to hate this Lilliputian. 5'6", 166 pounds. Kills the Yankees. Every freaking chance he gets. This guy kills the Yankees. He's the new David Ortiz. He's the new Kurt Blefary. He's the new Rich McKinney. What Chipper Jones was to the Mets, Jose Altuve is to the Yankees. What could have been a really good win for the Yankees to give them some hope headed into the All-Star break, that maybe they can go on a big win streak and make up some ground, turned into a defining moment. I saw this on Twitter after the Cole complete game shutout, which should have been the story of this weekend. If not for the implosion yesterday, the story of the weekend for the Yankees is Garrett Cole's excellent game. But because the Yankees are not a good baseball team, they wasted an epic outing from the best pitcher in baseball. Way to go, Yankees. You supported him like the Mets support DeGrom. I saw a tweet from someone. It asked a big baseball personality on TV, could this be the turning point of the Yankees season? And that big baseball personality replied, ask me at the end of the season. Well, you can answer it now. No, it's not a turning point. That should have been a turning point. That whole series against the Astros should have been a turning point. But again, the freaking Yankees blow it. This year, in Major League Baseball, teams that are leading by 4 or more runs entering the 9th inning are 493-2. This comes from Jared Burson on Twitter. You know who has those 2 losses? The freaking Yankees! The implosion against the Angels and this implosion against the Astros. There's no other word for it. This team that has had dominant relievers all throughout its history, Mariano, John Wetland, Dave Righetti, Sparky Lyle, Goose Gossage, Luis Arroyo, freaking Joe Page, now can't hold a lead in the 9th inning to save its life. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. This could have been such a great moment. Herman closes out the game. The Yankees limit the Astros to just 2 runs in a 3-game series. They close out the first half of the season on a high, winning 6 of their last 7. You know, maybe, just maybe, this team can go on a big run and make the playoffs. Nope. The Yankees couldn't give their fans that little sliver of hope. As irrational as it was there. For a little bit, it was there. Then the bottom of the 9th inning happened. And the Yankees showed that they don't have what it takes to be a playoff team. This team is going to hover around 500 all year. They won't be in the doldrums of the league, but they won't be at the top of the league. They'll be mediocre at best. This team that was my pick to win the American League pennant will not make the playoffs. Hank Steinbrenner, please. October 3rd is the last game of the Yankee season. It's against the Rays. That night, or even the morning of October 4th, fire Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone. You'll get another Yankees show next week. I'll probably end up breaking down the Red Sox series, which should be another horror show. Best thing this team can hope for is a split. Regular episodes of The Jacob Valk Show come your way every weekday afternoon. Until next time, I am Jacob Valk saying that Kevin Mitchell found God in spring training. Then every night, he went looking for a goddess.